Man, I didn't get an opportunity to see it, obviously, live, but I saw it on
I
video.
was at that game.
You was there. Clippers.
I was at that
game.
game.
Tough call. I don't know how to judge it. I think for me personally, I've never seen a game winner like that. You were there. Have you ever seen an ending like that in the playoffs?
No, that was wild, dude.
What was your thought being there?
My thought was it should go to overtime because hand was on top of the ball. But when you look at the play, his hand was not on the ball when the red light hit.
And it's in the cylinder.
And it was in the cylinder. So it was like, damn, how do you, to me, shout out to the refs on those because that's a big call to make.
It is a huge call. It could change the outlook of the series.
The entire series.
Which could change the entire playoffs. Like, it's a huge call to make in that moment.
But like I said, the Clippers shouldn't have put themselves in that situation, especially when you're at home, you have the advantage. And I think when they put, when they picked up the pressure on defense, when they were down to get back in the game, that's the same type of pressure that they needed the entire game. So I think that they were going through lows. And then at the end of the game, like we all know, it's not always the game winning shot. It's always the tip in. And that goes back to way back into the day where Houston lost in the Final Four, Akeem Olajuwon, to the great Jimmy Valvano with basically an air ball putback.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a heartbreaker because as a coach, as a player, the shot was off. It's a controversial call, but you shouldn't have been in that situation. And it was just devastating. I mean, the whole Clipper Arena was rocking, and Denver got away with one.
They did. Shout out to Lorenzo Charles, by the way, getting that putback for NC State back in the day. When I look at that series now, I'd say that's 2 games that the Clippers have let get away. I'm not sure if you can win a series against a really good team giving 2 games away.
With that type of margin of error, yeah, no, I agree.
Now, in saying that, the Clippers have obviously the system, but Kawhi Leonard, who is just playing at an elite level, and which will always give them a chance. They got Ronnie Lou on the bench, which always gives them a chance, but it's just hard to beat. It's hard to beat a team 4 times. To essentially beat them 1 for sure, come back tonight and have a real chance at winning that game and not coming up with those 2, I think those 2 could possibly cost you later. But in saying that, who do you have taking that? I just think like that can get tough, man. That can get hard. You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, very much so. You've let 2 games slip away. You had those games in your clutches, but I still think the Clippers are the more talented team. Yeah. What I did see from Denver is, you just got to keep going at Joker. You got to keep wearing Joker down. He's doing everything out there. I was on the Denver side of the court, so I got a chance to see, how the bench, the conversations in the huddle, and a lot is being asked of Joker to do a lot of the thinking, a lot of co-coaching, a lot of playing and coaching, talking to teammates. He has a lot of responsibility. And then him not having Russ out there, you don't have another vocal person. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of non-vocal players. It's just hard to communicate and to get energy and motivation when guys are not really dialed in. And I think the Clippers, they unlock Norman Powell. Zubac has been playing great. We talked about that. But the unlock of Norman Powell, I think, is going to be huge. And then now it's going to be a Bogdanovich or a Batum or a Dunn. Somebody from the Clippers now has to step up and be, that 5th. They need a 5th, 6th person that they can rely on now to close out this series. That's going to make big plays for them. They need some big plays from Derrick Jones. They need some big plays from Dunn. They need some big plays from Batum. They need those guys to make winning plays over these next 3 games.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Most definitely.
But they can win in Denver. They can win in Denver.
They've shown that. Actually, they've shown that actually twice.
Yeah. Twice, right. So I'm not worried about them going back to Denver. Yeah, they let a couple get away.
Hey, so we all make mistakes, but owning up is the right thing to do. You know Degree Cool Rush deodorant? Well, last year, they changed the formula, and it did not go well with their fans.
Degree's whole thing is it turns up the sweat and odor protection when you turn up the effort. And good thing it does, because Cool Rush fans really turned up the effort to bring back the original formula. One guy even started an online petition.
And Degree, listen, they admitted they effed up and are bringing the original Cool Rush scent back. And it's exactly how you remember it. Cool, crisp, and fresh. It's back in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4.
There's a reason why it's been the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. It's the same reason why people were not happy when it changed. So if you never tried it, it might be a good time to see what the fuss is about.
Head to your local Walmart or Target to try the OG Degree Cool Rush for yourself.
There are 4 2-1 series. The first is Knicks Pistons. My Knicks tape. Let's go. They up 2-1 on Detroit. Every game has been a slugfest back and forth. Jalen Brunson has shown why he's clutch player of the year. I predicted that this series was going to go Knicks in 6. How you feeling about your Detroit Pistons still?
I think they, too, have given games away. They gave game 1 away. Game 3 was bizarre. Nonetheless, this is what I expected. I expected the Pistons to have a chance to win this series, and they are showing that. And that's also with Isaiah Stewart being out. He's missed the last 2 games, and I thought he'd be a vital part of this series, and they're still showing Paul Reed has stepped up huge. They're still playing really good basketball, so I'm not sure. I didn't see what it was that's been keeping Stewie out. I'm not sure if he will still be out, but if they get him back, I'm telling you, man, watch out, Knicks. If they get Stewart back, because that's just another body they could throw at Cat. That's another enforcer. You know, this series been a little testy. You get your enforcer out there, not another enforcer, your enforcer out there.
Game 4 is always harder for the home team.
It is.
Game 4 is always tougher for the home team.
I think the Knicks going to struggle with this one.
Yeah, and I don't think the Knicks have been in that situation where they've had that margin for error, right? You look at the Clippers and you say, damn, the Clippers let Denver get 2, but they still got Kawhi. They still got James. They still got, super elite veteran experience that have played back to the wall.
That's a fact.
I want to see Detroit, and I know they're going to come out fighting. I know they're going to play that type of basketball, but game 4 is all about will, intellect, right? And small margin for error, especially when you're the home team.
This is true, but these Pistons ain't got nothing to lose, man. They playing with the church's money, with the house money. These Pistons, man, watch out, because they coming for blood.
Hey, man, the Pistons was one of my teams. They was one of my teams in the East. I just think that they're going to the Knicks on a mission. The Knicks on a mission to prove something. The first thing they got to prove is, hey, we getting out this first round again so we can go to the conference semis.
This is true.
We're out.
Peace.